This is Chloe's final year of competition, and I think it will be truly special for her. She has a great work ethic, and she's so passionate about the sport and what she does.
To come back for a final year, it was very much so, you know, why not? Like, I couldn't pass that up. I knew that if I turned it down, I'd be looking in 50 years in the future and always be wondering, you know, what if?
Looking back on Chloe's career, there's been so much personal growth.
I've been told a lot more that I'm a leader by example. That's really valuable to me because I do try to go in every day, do the work, and do the extra work too, even though if no one's asking.
Her entire collegiate career from day one to the very last day has taught her so much of just becoming Chloe.
Extends their lead over the Pittsburgh Panthers. There you see Gretty's career and just too many accolades to be able to actually fit on the screen.
Yeah, I think one of my favorites is that she set a record and then she broke her own record. So if that doesn't say anything, then I don't know what does.
Exactly. So ACC Specialist of the Year last year. She was also the beam and floor champion. We got to watch her just moments ago on balance beam. She will be the anchor on this Wolfpack floor team as well. And then, I mean, every time out she goes 9-9. So it is a rare occurrence when she gets below that.
Absolutely. Excited to watch this floor team hit.
So rotation number 4 coming right up. Don't go anywhere. Carolina, we are really excited for rotation number 4. NC State, you can see they're leading with a 147.15. Cindy, we've had some great gymnastics. There's been a couple of misses, but overall, both of these teams really improving across the season.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with, there have been some mistakes for each team, but they've done a great job being able to pull it back together and keep building that momentum. Each event and rotation has gotten better and better, so really looking forward to watching this last one.
I think it started off a little bit shaky on the first event, so Pitt on bars, NC State on the ball, but the second and third rotation, just phenomenal. Led off right here by Ashley Knight.
Yeah, we see that huge vault. I was so excited when she stuck it. Absolutely just nailed it.
I was hoping for the 10 sign.
I know, right? And then we saw the huge bar routine from Caroline Volk here. She had a big release move, and then does the dismount, the double layout, drops it in the stick, and huge smiles all across there.
She knows that was a good one. And then Maddie Hall on the balance beam, just solid as can be.
I loved watching this routine. It was so graceful. She did each skill with such ease, like you mentioned, and then was able to lock that in with the stick as well.
So NC State finishing up their team touch on the floor exercise, trying to stay loose, get the crowd involved, pump up the energy. Pittsburgh going to end on the balance beam, which again is typically something that you wouldn't want to do, but they train for this and they know going into postseason, somebody's got to end on beam.
Right, and last weekend, Pitt was at Clemson. They ended on being there as well, being away, and they did a great job handling it. I do think that's really important to call out because it's not easy being in an away environment, the crowd's loud, and you gotta go up and hit your beam lineup. So great job to them last week. Excited to see what they do tonight as well.
Especially as we said, Clemson had a sold-out arena, and I think Littlejohn holds 7,000 to 8,000 fans,
yeah,
something
absolutely.
like that. So it is a large arena that they were competing in. So they will actually lead off because beam typically goes in front of the floor exercise. So they're going to get started with Kennedy Duke on the balance beam. So leading off with the senior there, you can see her beam average of a 9.725 last year, or a career high of a 9.775, so just below that.
tough. Feet mishaps there. Couldn't quite hang on to it. It's really tough to have that on your first skill as well, because you do have to finish the rest of your routine.
And then the rest of the lineup has to compete as well. But you'll actually see on beam, a lot of times the gymnasts in the lineup are not part of the crowd of gymnasts that are watching. They've actually got their backs turned or they're off in the corner, making sure that they stay in their zone. So some of them may have no idea that she actually fell.
Yeah, I always find that so interesting how each athlete is so different from that perspective. So I know I was always watching, but I know some athletes don't like to do it that way. In that routine with the round-up 1.5, so we saw a fall, unfortunately, and then a couple wobbles in that routine as well. Obviously, they're going to want to drop that routine, but they do still have 5 more that need to go up and hit as well.
Let's take another look at this dismount. Just the small hop on the landing.
He did a nice job being able to break out of it there.
So Meg Adler, 3 leadoff spots in her 3 events.
That is very impressive.
You see her 4 average there, that 9.75. She went 9.8 last week on this event, so a great leadoff position for the Wolfpack.
Going to start off this routine with the front root to straddle jump.
I don't know anybody that does a front twisting element bigger than Meg does.
I was going to say, I really like how she could control the landing, because when you're connecting one skill to the next and you're that high in the air, it can be harder than you think. So she does a really nice job with that.
She just gets better and better every week.
About the choreography throughout all the routines, but it is a time where you can get creative and make up some dance and choreography that you want to do, and so that's always fun for the athletes as well to learn their new routines. And in the front fall to front layout, she's pumped about it.
I love it. It really gets the crowd involved in her routine.
She starts out right here. Look at the height on the Rudy and the body shape throughout. So well done there. Straddle jump high as well. Then ends with that front fold. She twists and breaks out of it in that straight body position to the front layout.
Phenomenal lead-on spot for the Wolfpack. They've got a 49.325 as their season best as a floor team, and we'll see if they can match that this afternoon. Emily Todd on the balance beam. Todd tied a Panther high on this event of a 9.9 last season.
That full turn there. Combination. Now she does that by canceling back layout afro series. Nicely done there. One thing to point out is most athletes do their acro series in the beginning. She did hers towards the end of the routine, so that is really impressive. You don't see that too often.
Always looking at composition, and the coaches do a really good job at knowing their athletes and knowing where they're going to feel most comfortable. Like you said, most would rather do the acro series and kind of get it out of the way.
And you can see the dismount there, the punch front full. We talked about that line landing. She did a nice job being able to minimize that to a small hop.
Ellie Hadrick for the Wolfpack matched her career high last week of a 9.85 on this event.
just very bouncy and spot on with their combinations. Doing the dance on the side as well.
Not only do you know your floor routine, you know everybody else's as well.
Exactly. Ready for this last tumbling pass here. She does that huge 1.5. That 1.5 was so high, and then she was able to match that on the punch front layout. So really well done there.
So a great floor routine from Hadrick. Adler with that 9.825. Hadrick looking to maintain or exceed that as we continue to build upon the scores.
Looking at the replay of those passes, huge 1.5, and then bounces right up. And then one of the most fun parts, the teammates doing it and laughing behind her. I love that.
Most of the coaches tell you to make eye contact throughout your routine, so why not have your teammates there to make eye contact with? So back over to the beam, Mika Lee, the freshman out of Alaska, been a staple in this beam lineup for the Panthers.
That case with that layout. Had a wobble there, but was able to stay on and save it. Was that cat leap and then a switch side. We've seen a bunch of different jumps and leap combinations, and we mentioned earlier that 180-degree split is what they want to see with that good execution, which is the toes pointed, the legs straight. So far, she's done a really nice job moving through this routine, ending it with that round off 1.5, and is able to finish that with just a small step on that dismount. So again, that's exactly what they're looking for, and that's what Pitt wants right now.
Definitely. So Emily Todd, a hit routine. Mika Lee, a hit routine. Really hoping to be able to drop that 8.9 out of Duke in the leadoff spot.
See there, the dismount, able to hold on to a small hop.
With 9.75 in her routine last weekend, so hopefully another good one out of Lee. As we jump back over to floor, Krista Zoltovich hasn't competed since vault almost 2 hours ago.
Yeah, that is something interesting and important to note, because these athletes have to be able to stay warm and move around if they're not doing all 4 events. So, which is the case for most gymnasts, right?
I'm sure Krista has stayed warm in the cheering squad for bars and beam.
One of my favorite tumbling passes, that 2.5, and she pops up that front tuck every single time.
Such a blast on for the graduate student.
Getting ready for this last tumbling pass here. Goes up the Wolfpack side to the judge there. She's going to end with a huge double back. Chest up on that landing. What an enjoyable floor routine with some explosive tumbling. Well done.
Absolutely huge tumbling passes. I think she did a great job covering up that last tumbling pass, the little extra step backwards.
Like I said, on that 2.5, one of my favorites to watch. She does the twisting so well, but then the punch is always spot on, and then that double back.
Holds herself upright and does not move that front foot. Does a great job. You can tell that's a veteran move. So being a graduate student, she's done this a couple of times. This is Darby Simcox.
She does that turn on the beam. It looks really cool, but it actually, in my opinion, is one of the most difficult skills you
It
can
is
do on
so difficult. And then there's gymnasts that do a double and a triple that make it look so easy, and it is not.
It's insane. That requires, I know it's called balance beam, but that requires extra balance.
Extra balance. And more muscles than you probably think it would.
Even know that you have, exactly.
Darby, another freshman, so 2 freshmen back-to-back on this team. They'll have another one in the exhibition spot.
Does that switch leap into the regular leap there. Love the wink there.
Super fun so far.
She did that right into the camera too. Pretty difficult to do on balance beam. And into that gainer stick. I think my favorite part might have been the wing. You can see the spin we're talking about earlier. She does the turn and look, goes all the way around. You can see how tiny the beam is there, and her foot does not move.
You have to be so centered.
And then ends with that fall off the side, drops it in for a stick.
I always like to imagine on those wolf turns that people are in their living rooms trying it just because they think it looks cool.
I think I've tried it on the floor a couple times, and I can't do it, so.
We'll take a look at Ava Myers on the floor.
See some big tumbling out of her right here, starting with a double back. That did look a little too easy for her there. Nice job.
Not bad for her floor debut. So Ava, we've got to take a look at on vault and floor making her debut today.
Floor is always such a fun event to show off and to get the crowd involved. You get so many NC State fans here. It's fun to see everyone getting into the floor teams and the dance and the cheering.
There's a great view of the rest of the team doing it. So you have to perform your routine the best, but you definitely know another 15 to 17.
She finishes in the front layout to a Rudy. It looked like she floated in the air during that.
I love it. A fantastic debut out of the freshman.
Notice right here on her double back, first tumbling pass, the height she gets and just drops out of it. No problems there. And then second pass, she does that front layout. Timing was spot on into that Rudy. She lands upright, just like what they want to see. It's very exciting for her.
That was a super fun routine and a fantastic entry into the floor lineup. As we move back over to the balance beam, Jamie Pratt. Jamie's 4th and final event today.
She does another triple series that we're going to see back handspring, back layout. It looked like on that second back handspring, her hips were a little turned, and so she had to take a fall on that.
So now the hard part with this is they've had a fall out of both Pratt and Duke, so one of those scores will have to count. So Jamie, she's still got to put her best foot forward. Even if it's a low 9 score, then they're going to want to count that.
Yeah, this is what we talk about when we say every 10 counts. You never know which score is going to have to count for the lineup spot. So a tenth can make all the difference in the world. It's really important to be able to get back on the beam, stay focused. They do practice for situations like this. And so about 1.5, drills the landing on that.
So a great stick, a solid finish, but you can definitely tell she's a little upset over this acro series.
You can see here, just was off right there. Couldn't quite hold on. And then that 1.5 dismount. Love the landing on that though.
Please welcome
Ashley Knight on floor exercise for this Wolfpack team. Again, another one that is just so enjoyable to watch.
That's what I was gonna say. One of my favorite floor teams to watch as well. We're gonna see some big tumbling from her right here. Starting off with that front double fall. That is a really difficult skill because of the 2 twists, but also the blind landing.
She has competed in every floor lineup since the season opener her freshman year.
I love being able to just watch her confidence grow, meet by meet, routine by routine. Even throughout her choreography here.
I have noticed she definitely performs more this year.
But that's part of the sport. Those are the cool things that you get to see and watch.
She went 9.925 last weekend on this event.
Getting ready for her last pass here. She's going to do a Rudy into a back layout step out. And it was so high in the air. She did a back tuck instead. Not sure if that's going to take away from the bonus, but that did not take away from the height that she got. See the first pass right here, she does the front double full, breaks out so easily. And then the second pass, she does that Rudy and punches and does a back tuck. Again, she usually does a back layout step out, so not sure if that's going to be more of a deduction.
Maybe a timing thing, maybe some body position in the air. But she does normally do that back layout step out, so.
Great job, though, being able to stay on track and finish it out.
So in the final spot, this is Juliet Madso. She's a sophomore out of Asker, Norway. Made her team debut last week. Did a solid 9.7.
We've seen that backhand spring back layout a bunch of times already tonight. Moving nicely for this beam routine. It's hard when there's been mistakes in the beam lineups and you're really trying to fight for every single 10. But she's done a good job and then ends with a stick.
So a great job in the anchor position for Madso. It's a little tough when there's been 2 falls in the lineup prior to that, but she did exactly what she's put in this spot to do.
Yeah, again, not an easy situation to be in, but came out with a hit.
And here she is, the graduate out of Frisco, Texas, holds the record with the most 9.9s on this Wolfpack team, ACC floor champion.
This is another sit back and watch routine. I do want to point out that when I think of Chloe, I just think of fierce. You can see it in her eyes. First time she passed. Watch the height on the double punch.
this floor routine?
Thinking it's going to have to be at least a 9-9 as well. Look at the height and just the body position. I mean, she just drops it right in on the landing. And then again for the front layout. It's so controlled. That's how you know she's a pro. And then Anza with the double top. Takes the smallest little shuffle. That's going to be at least a 9-9.
Yeah. Absolutely. So the exhibition on balance beam, Lila Pileggi, again the third freshman in this lineup.
I love her there on that acro series, but was able to stay on, which is important. Pipe jump into that split three-quarters combination there. I don't think I've seen a pipe jump in a while.
I haven't either.
And then a front tuck on balance beam. It's a really difficult skill right there. Bunch of tucked front four there. Side step forward. A nice job.
So great job out of the freshman, just that minor wobble, a good solid routine that the Panthers may be able or may need to use later on down the road. So always good to get some experience, particularly on the balance beam. NC State's got an exhibition as well. Katie Harper, that we've already seen a couple of times this afternoon.
First tumbling pass right here. She does a 1.5 to the front layout. Had a lot of power on that, so she did a good job being able to keep it in bounds there. Straddle photo, full jump combination right there.
So far, a great routine. And giving the Wolfpack team a little bit additional depth if they ever need it.
Last tumbling pass right here. She does a punch really there. That's a punch 1.5. Nice routine.
So a fantastic finish for the Wolfpack team. A solid hit out of Katie Harper in the exhibition spot. You can see there on the scoring tower, NC State ties their season high of a 49.325. Being able to drop a 9.825. Anything over a 9.8 is a fantastic opportunity to be able to drop. So that concludes the final rotation. Don't go anywhere. We've got Coach Landris, floor side, coming right up. Welcome back as we conclude the number 20 NC State Wolfpack taking on the Pittsburgh Panthers and coming out with a win. We are joined floor-side by head coach Kim Landris. Congrats on the win this afternoon. Some rock star performances. What, out of all of them, what really stood out to you?
Honestly, just we talked about today with it being our pink meat that it was going to be more than a meat and we were just going to be wine and compete for something larger than ourselves. So I think just the whole meaning of today is what meant so much.
Absolutely, they did a phenomenal job.
Coach, Ashley Knight on vault, huge vault, and then ends it with the stick. We've been waiting for that one. Tell us your thoughts and just about that, what that means.
I mean, I think it just riled everybody up. We know that Ashley's capable of that, and she shows it in the gym. She has shown it in competition. So it just, honestly, it just fuels us and gets us really amped for the next event.
Absolutely.
And then what's the plan for next week? What do we work on?
You know, we just try to get 1% better every day. So we'll have a couple days of practice, and then we're really excited to go to Clemson.
Fantastic. We'll let you go celebrate with your team. Thanks for joining.
Thank you so much.
And that does it for NC State. Again, wrapping up, taking the win against the Pittsburgh Panthers. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned for the award ceremony in just a few moments.
And now for tonight's final results, here are our top finishers. On the vault, with a final score of 9.90 from NC State, Ashley Knight. On the uneven bars, with a score of 9.90 from NC State, Caroline Cole. On the balance beam, with a score of 9.85 from NC State, and we had a tie with 9.850 from Pitt, Julie Matzo, and from NC State, Maddie Hall. On the floor exercise, with a final score of 9.90 from NC State, Ashley Knight. For the all-around, with a final score of 38.075 from Pitt, Jamie Pratt. Advance tonight's final team results. In second place with a score of 193.60, the University of Pittsburgh. And in first place with a final score of 196.475, your NC State Wolfpack. On behalf of NC State Athletics, we'd like to thank you for attending tonight's meet and your continued support for your Wolfpack Gymnastics team. Please have a great evening. Don't forget, we'll see you right back here at Reynolds Coliseum